Hello, it's Tim from Signagelive. Why don't you join me as I take you through ISE 2023 this year. Ooh, Spain. Decent flight, not too bad. Oh, damn. Pre-staging day, everything seemed to have gone fairly smoothly actually. Everyone's content's running as expected, as to be expected with Signagelive. Web triggers are running, text data is running, 19 screens, Chrome's running, ClickShare is running. We're about to go get a taxi, get some food. It's the first day of ISE and we now need to go and see all of the partners that we've been working with to make sure their content is running as expected. Going over to the Synnex Maverick stand where there are 19 devices running Signagelive content at the moment. Some upstairs, some downstairs. I'm hands full of cameras at the moment, but this is for use social media to understand what's going on. I'll take you as much round of a tour as I can do. This is us walking through the first piece of their experience, which is more of a retail experience. It's unbelievably crowded down there, so I'm not going to go all the way down there, but you can see you've got Signagelive running on the LED boards there, and that's one of the 19 devices. Rather than try and go all the way around, what I'm actually going to do is sneak around the side. Then if we actually go upstairs, they've got this kind of winter retreat booth, and these are actually system on chip screens running on sync, so they're all synchronized and they all run content at the same time. And then up at the top we've got this LED banner, again all running off of Signagelive. And a lot of this content is synchronized to, what time of day it is for different partners that they're promoting. So they're doing all of that within Signagelive automatically. I'll take you down now to the more corporate space. So this is a airtime device running Signagelive in portrait. So this is actually the content that would then be interrupted for having a meeting, sharing your screen. But today it's actually being utilized to display a menu example with Signagelive. And then we walk through. This place is incredibly busy at the moment, so it's going to be a lot of people. It is absolutely rammed. It's the influencers lounge behind us. We're not allowed in there.
Well, I could probably
get in. Yeah, come on. We then bumped into the King of Spain, but he was elusive. I don't even know where he is. I'm actually over at the Advantech stand demonstrating our content running over here, and very easily we can just run a web trigger like so. Bang, demonstration video will start running there in a couple of seconds. So with that we've obviously got web triggers running on the Advantech players and making sure that they're running in the same way they would do with every other device. We're over here, the ClickShare barcode stand booth. I don't know if you call it as small as that, but in the crowd there in the background, that side there, hopefully you can see that is just up to I think 250, 300 individuals has been through the door first thing this morning, just talking about the benefits of how you can add more value to your ClickShare devices. And they're talking about Signagelive, cloud-based digital signage CMS for delivering content to your screens when they're not in use. Super exciting to see how much interest there is in that, in what is a very reputable, well-known brand in the industry. So yeah, really exciting, and there's more of that to come, I'm sure. There's a multi-user VR experience. That's wicked. And they walk around and experience something else. Maybe I'll get a chance to have it to go on that later. We're at the huge Chrome OS stand. One of the things we've got demonstrating here is Signagelive running on these 3 different screens. So top left and top right are both running portrait content, which is running a range of different video files. Full screen, which is actually typically more of a use case that you experience for retail experiences we've got demonstrating here. You've got Signagelive, the CMS portion, being able to deliver, control and manage the content across a whole range of devices. You've got Chrome OS, who's managing the CDM, the device manager externally, being able to deploy these players at whatever scale that you need and also being able to manage them easily. And then on the final piece, you've got Screen Feed Connect, being able to connect in with data, deliver that data intelligently, automatically, without any interruption or without any manual intervention. So this is a really good example of how Signagelive, Chrome OS and Screen Feed Connect can all work together to create this unified, simplified experience for digital signage. We split into groups for the day, and by pure chance we bumped into Jason Cremins and Mark Benson, CEO and CTO respectively. Too many of us. I was excited to go to the Brightsign stand and see the new products physically available. We're back over again at the Brightsign booth, as we were just a little while ago over at DSC. What's changed since then now at ISE 2023 is there's a lot more hardware available for us to look at, so things like the 5 series and all of the progression that's been happening there. If we look at the XE5, obviously that was one of the major items that we talked about back at DSC, and that we have displaying on this screen over there, which you can probably just see over there, obviously that 4x4 video wall configuration all from one device. What we now have is looking at the next generation 5 series with the 5 series like the XD5, and the LS5 and all of that progression, the benefit of that is going to be more about more power for HTML5 whilst keeping the cost reasonable for a hardware device that almost never fails. We're here over at the Nexmosphere booth, as we always have to come by and see what they're getting involved with. One of the things that I saw earlier on at DSE and now seeing even more of is this hand motion gesture, which really fascinating, being able to interact with not just an on-off solution, but actually being able to register hand motion and watching that move has been really interesting. We're also seeing the new Nexmosphere demo build, which we just received and will be installing into our kind of head office. Fantastic amount of different variable solutions, things like air sensors, air gestures as well. Again, it's just always fantastic to see Nexmosphere running with the content that they do and being able to deliver Signage Live through bright sign and devices to make sure that you get the most incredible physical experience, which adds a huge amount of value to your digital signage. We're demonstrating the real audience attendee interactable 3D holographic item from Hypervision, one of the most impressive things that you can come and see at ISE, and the benefit is it actually runs off bright sign and Signage Live. So if you wanted to deliver this content at scale, this is obviously incredible for events, but think about having some real life interaction across the globe, then it all works perfectly with Signage Live. Hopefully my audio is coming through properly because it is incredibly loud here, but if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much. After only 4 days at ISE, I was blown away by the scale of things and had to head back on the plane. If you're researching digital signage at the moment, reach out to us at signagelive.com.